Hey everybody, today's video concentrates on Wicked World by Tony Iommi of Black Sabbath off their first album. So I hope you enjoy this. Like, comment, and subscribe, and anything you have questions on, feel free to give us a note or reach out via any way you want to through the contacts below. And yeah, let's get to it. Hey, I'm Scotty.
And I'm Noah.
Today we're going to do a little Black Sabbath. All right, so what that is a swinging riff on Black Sabbath's first album, the eponymous Black Sabbath with the witch on front. And that is evidence of his blues hand. You know, Tony and company were a band called Earth, and they were a blues band, you know, as were many bands in England, in the Birmingham area, and around London in the 60s, because that was what was happening, you know, blues and British blues and everything else. So it kind of was like kind of fading out of favor, and Tony saw the, you know, the horizon and was like, what's next? And they wrote the tune. The tune Black Sabbath that they changed the name to, and based on Holst's Planet Suites, the Mars Suite in particular, which is kind of cool. Go check it out. Has that interval. Is there B in here? I don't know. That tritone, right? Why is it tritone, by the way? Three whole steps away. Tritone. 3 whole steps away. So we're going from G to D flat or C sharp there. It's actually a D flat because we're calling it a flat fifth, right? G, A, B, C, D. Flat to 5. D flat. Okay, so but on our other video, Tasty Licks, we talked about building a line in a way that's kind of bluesy and blues based, but how hard it swings and how that, you know, is really important in the phrasing. So that's exactly what happens here. No, you want to add anything?
Yeah.
Check out that video, by the way, Tasty Licks. And so yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I totally agree with what you're saying. I think Tony was very inspired by you know, a lot of swing, jazz, and blues. Especially, I think, you know, if everybody knows his story, you know, he chopped off his fingers, which made him, you know, really kind of comparable to like Django Reinhardt at the time.
Oh yeah, it's playing with your limitations. Yeah, he lost his fingers in a sheet metal accident, cut the tips off, and then fashioned prosthetic fingers out of like rubber and plastic and anything that would work. The guy would not let anything hold him back. He was not doomed. Even though he formed a doom band, he was not doomed to stay in Birmingham in a factory. And I think we can relate. We've done a lot of warehouse work, and no thanks. Anyway, a means to an end. But so getting to this, you know, basically there's a couple ways to approach this. But what we're talking about, let's go back to our core of saying, what are these things that he's playing intervallically? So if we're in E, the interval that we're starting with is its fifth, which is the B, E, F, G, A, B. So you think just, remember, I'm a fan of alphabet first and then fill in the sharps later. So E, F, G, A, B, that's 5 away. It'll never fail you. You know, even if it's a diminished fifth, an augmented fifth, whatever. Go alphabet first, right? Count the one you're on. So what's the fifth from E?
B.
Boom, E, F, G, A, B. It'll always work. Then if you want to feel, oh, it's an F sharp, it's a G sharp, it's an A, it's a B. But think first the letter name, boom. And then so we got a B. So I'm going to my next interval, and this is kind of out of pentatonic. Let me like map that out. If I'm in the 7th position, my index finger's at 7th fret, I'm going. That's kind of the map there. So I go. That, so it's going from the 5, 4, minor third, but he's trilling this, the major third there. And if you're doing that there, you get, and then you go down, so it's 5, 4, trill the thirds, the minor and the major. So you see that's major third. That's minor third. And in blues, you do a lot of like, you know, that tune, you know, by a certain band from LA. So it's like a lot of, even if you play like, if you play a lick like, you know, kind of, you're not really hitting it, but you can bend between it. Like B.B. King, I think, called it worrying the third. I like that. It's like, no, it's not, it's like, it's like, it's kind of a vocal thing. Like, I know, I know, I know, I know. Not going, I know, I know, I know. It's not, I know. You hear the difference? Here's literal. Yeah, you want to get that vocal quality there, man. That's what, and that's kind of almost a piano player way of doing it. You know, it's like, because they can't bend strings, so doing, and you want to make sure you go slowly, 2, 3, and he's actually doing like 2 pulses, I think, right? And so, okay, and if you do it up at 12th position, as Noah's doing, he'll do like a thing like this. Show them. Right, and then you're going. Then you're going to answer with what? The chords. What chords are those?
E and D.
Yeah, E, D, E. Right. Yeah, and he's doing power chords rooted on the fifth, on the 6th string. I'm doing power chords rooted on the 5th string. Right. But power chords, don't let that, you know, that whole power. It's not more power than anything else. It's just like it's using no thirds. That's kind of the thing. It's like root 5th or root 5th octave. You're not going, like, you're not using the third in there. It's like, sometimes like it's just really like, you know, you see people do with their pinky like root 5th. You know, sometimes people call that a power chord. I don't know, power, like whatever. Is that more powerful than this? I don't think so. I don't know. That's all 6 strings. Anyway, that's what they're typically called. So don't let that throw you. You know, it's just a what's called, you can see E5, D5 if you see it in a book, right?
Right.
People think, oh, what's an E5 chord? It's like, well, Mi, Fa, Sol, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got your B and an E, and then you got your D and an A. Okay, there you go. Anyway, that's a short wrap on that. So Noah's doing it in 12th position. And I'm going, and we're going to blend these together, okay? Let's take it slow. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and 2, 3, and again, 2, 3, and 2, 3, and nice. And that timbre, just those 2 timbres blend really well. You could record that and do that exact thing and make that just full. You can see that's really much more full than when I did it by myself. And that's what multi-tracking will do in a recording, which is nice. Anyway, what you may not notice is we were kind of just feeling time. But if the time was right here and we're going bit, 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 bit. So we're going 3 and you got, you're rushing a little bit. You'll notice he's kind of flying ahead. So lay out a second. So it's, yeah. Oh, got ahead of it there. See?
Yep, I can. And you
So-
can feel it whenever you.
Yeah,
get
you got to
off, too.
feel it. So it's, so go. So you want to practice it. You do this. Watch. Lay out a sec. You got like, think about your first 2 notes. Get those in sync. So. Yeah, and then it helps you settle in. So like build it like 1 note at a time. Right. So, see your start was weak, so it's like. better. Yeah. And now let's throw the chords in. 1, 2, 3, M. Ready? 2, 3, M. Now look at that. Hold on. Watch this. It's not. Push. 3, 4. That feel is very much in the cracks. You know, it's like it's off. It's a little push. It's like a ba, a ba, a ba. If you think of horn blast, ba, 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 right? See, ba, ba, ba. So here's the ba, ba, ba. So look where the down comes. Down, up, down. Right. Look at my hand. Do it again. So it's slower. Look, if we slow that down, watch. 2, 3, 4, down, up, slower. 2, 3, 4, bounce, down. So there's a push in the middle and then a settle on the downbeat or the up. So your upbeat is between the numbers, right? So 1, 2, and 3. So it's like 1, 2, 1, 2, and 4, right? 1, 2, and 3, 4. So it's you got hard on the 1 and on the end of 2. So it's 1 and 4. So 3 gets ignored.
A little bit, yeah.
So we go slowly. Show them 1, 2 on it and down, up, down. See how that works? So if you you bob your head, think of where the ups are, where the downs fall, and you got like you're in the pocket. Real well. It's a really good thing to do. So now the next phrase is a little tricky, like out of the A it goes wham, 2, wham. Hear that? Right? Swinging pretty hard, you know, for a metal band. No, but this is the groove. You know, the thing that Tony has is such a great groove. Anyone who's listened to War Pigs can tell you that. And that's just digging. It's funky, real funky. All right, so you know that's where he's coming from. So, all right, try this from the A. Just hit it like one whack. It's like, bam, and then you go from that to the root. We're gonna go root third, fourth, flat 5. We're gonna do right to the flat 5, and we're gonna lay on it a little bit, and then pull the 4th to the 3rd. When I say 3rd, it's flat 3rd, right? So it's the C note in A, right? Do it. Ready? Good. There's a little lag on that, a little bit of a lag. So it's like. So hit from the whole riff. Up. From the 4. Yeah, man. Okay, ready? 2. 1, 2, 3, and. Good. Chords. 1, 2, 3, and. 2, 3. Pushing to the E and. Here comes a triplet riff. Go. One more time. Wow. Okay, so what's happening there, man? It's kind of like, you want to talk about that?
So yeah, it's like I don't know. You're kind of like, what are we doing? Like, we're swinging those kind of like eighth notes.
But then we're triplet.
But then yeah, we're going back to like triplets when we go, from that fourth.
Give him a feel on it. I'll put the metronome on. Here we go. Bang, down. Yeah. Not bad, man. All right. So you could even lean into that a little bit more. So it's cool. So it's like triplet, triplet, triplet. Let the click come to you. That's it. Think in your head like that riff. Triplet, triplet. It's quarter note triplets going against this, It's like ba 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 ba. It makes for really good kicks. It's what makes this groove, It's kind of a, he would shift grooves. So like later in the tune, it's like. Right? And it's like from shifting feels all day long. And sometimes it's not even on the metronome. A lot of Sabbath stuff will just be like, it's not even in one count. It's like you just took another song and just went mash and just mashed it.
Yeah, it's just happening.
Just happening, and you have to. It was all feel, and I guess they were looking at each other, and
totally. Yeah.
There's no making this in Pro Tools, folks. I mean, you could do it, and you can shimmy things this way and that, but those guys were just going on instinct and feel, and like knowing each other as players, like where Bill Ward would feel the beat and where he would lean into it and where he would lay back. I mean, not like I met them or anything, but I've listened to these guys like exhaustively, and you can just hear how they can groove so well. Many people will tell you this may seem simple, but to play it correctly is one of the hardest things you'll ever do. I guarantee it, man. He can attest to that. You can learn this stuff on tabs and it just won't groove.
It doesn't sound right.
No, and you won't get the feel because there's so much swing in this and there's so much articulation. Even with like the simplest riffs, you got to get that, you got to dig in. So think about, even though it's simple, look for the complexity within the simple riff. Like how can you make it so much better? Like see that bend goes up on that third, he's doing it again, like there's the minor third going to major almost. So right before I hit that E again, I'm like bending it to its apex and be like, it's like, and I'm gonna slam that E again. If you take it up an octave, it's like, it's almost out of tune, So getting in those cracks instead of, you see on tabs, there's something just not alive about that. It's just not as articulate, not as expressive.
Very robotic.
Yeah, and that's the kind of like the next level you all want to get to when, take it from tabs, wherever you can learn it, but ideally use your ear to kind of go back to the original, fine tune it, dig into the cracks, get into his mind. That's the thing about transcribing anything. You're able to really gain a window into a composer or a guitar player's head, which almost feels like a personal relationship with the player, which is really cool. The more you dig in, you say, oh, well, then Tony would do this, or Jimmy Page would do that, or, Misha Mansour would do that, or, whoever you're studying, like Tim Henson or whomever, like there's certain things that certain people would do or wouldn't do, like what Jimmy wouldn't do, Joe Pass wouldn't do.
Right, yeah.
They're different people. No, I mean, but then, Jimmy got a lot from Wes, and it's like what Jimmy got from Wes was like, It's a totally different way to slice it, like Jimmy was like, oh man, I got to play octaves, because that's a cool thing Wes does. And he wrote a tune out of it, Third Stone from the Sun. Anyway, diverging. But the point being, swing this hard, man. It's not, I don't know how to even do it straight. Like, I don't even know, man. Like, let's not even go to what it should be. Yeah. Let's go to what it should be. But lay back on that. Let's take another one. Let's take it on in tempo, a little slower. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, M. Lay back on it. Go to the A, 2, 3, M. Good. Go to the riff. Scotty! That's Noah! Smart Tunes. Like, comment, subscribe, share. All that good stuff. Come see us. We've got courses in the works. I'll turn this off, and that's it for now. See you soon. Thanks.
Don't forget to rock on.
And off, and on, and on and on. See you later.
Tune your mind with Smart Tunes.